your best shot. Cheer your teammates on. Let's kick some ass. 1, 2, 3.
Line number 13 on your programs. The P Pickers from Point
Skippy
Pleasant.
in at 409. So,
Yeah, so
Good number.
he's moving.
That's a good number. Hey,
He never really got on, Len. It was like that first step.
Yeah, as soon as he went to keep
I don't know. It's kind of like maybe he healed it or something. Couldn't tell.
Point
That's
Pleasant, one of the consistent three-man ladder teams this season. 644, 647, 650 to their credit.
Wide open for the
wait a
Pickers.
second, and a huge race for them because they don't have races
Right.
at the end of the day.
Correct. Big shot right
Nice
Oh, he was
start.
out early. He better always
Yeah.
see.
Oh, he's pulling up, actually. He is on, but he stays with it on the heels.
Hey,
Top
hey,
rope.
hell
That's a
job.
real smooth shot.
That's
I
a
tell
first
you-
place shot.
423 in. That's a
the
mid-6
difference.
right there.
But let me tell you, he does a hell of a job climbing next to the middle guy.
For Point Pleasant, 6.61.
There's first place so far.
661.
But it's the start. You saw him out early, and he had to slow down getting in,
Yeah.
and that causes tension.
Cost him a 6.5.
Yep.
Cost him a 6.5.
On the line,
Right up-
number 14 on your programs. The Wanderers from Ellesmere.
Right about the 25 feet out, the 25-foot line, he actually almost didn't break stride, but he almost like he had to pull his chest back
Yeah.
because he was closing so fast. He did a really nice job, though, climbing next to the middleman.
Really nice. He's a
on
small
the-
guy, too,
Yeah.
so he fits in that little crevice.
Yep.
And he did a hell of a job doing it. Ellesmere.
West Sable and Bay Shore may be
But
going back to
let's
camp,
talk
scratching their heads a
Let's
little
talk
bit.
about Point Pleasant.
Yeah.
They deserve to be talked about.
Of course they do.
have the time of the year up in Western and one of the better times of the year overall, I believe.
5:06 at the Seabreeze Invite on July 15th. They also have a 5:36 to their credit since that.
And a
that
5.2 last year's state show, I think a 24.
Correct.
They were-
27.
27?
For a
They were
team
down
rep.
part of the Joe this year. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see them run ladders. Their ladder tweaked a hamstring.
So
their
here we go.
climber that
Will,
day, so.
will another team other than Spencerport place top 5 overall at the state drill? Points got a chance to do it. 2 points at a 3-man. Door wide open and B-ladder.
But once again, like 3 men, big race for them.
Yep.
Because they
Need
need
it.
the points early.
They need it.
Bob Catone has the track. Bob rolls out. Through the lights. In the hard break. Ladder just inside the yellow.
Oh my God! That looked awesome. My God!
That was nice.
I'm telling you right now, they lunged to get in the patch, and holy shit, that guy can freaking climb. That guy was on a motor.
263 in the ground.
On a motor!
For Point Pleasant,
Look at him!
5.10.
Oh, puberty rounds!
5.10.
5-10 Point Pleasant. Bob Catone. Truck locks up.
Oh,
a
man.
little outside. Spikers lunge in. Climber
Unbelievable.
eats
Unbelievable.
it
Line to be
up.
number 14 on your program.
Air show up top.
The Wanderers
Michael
from
Mara S.
Ellesmere.
That kid can climb. That kid can climb.
Let's see what the number in the
5-10.
ground. Number in the ground.
Point Pleasant.
263, a tenth and a
man.
half better than we've seen in the ground. And,
And
that, to me, the climb there, when you lunge, it's tougher for the climber to gauge on his mount, and didn't miss a beat. It was fun to watch.
Team record for the state drill for the Point Pleasant P Pickers. 5-10. Congratulations.
If they dug that 5 feet on the other side of the safety line and we're going to get no time, he was still climbing it. That's how focused he was. He was
Just-
going to climb it and hit the rope.
Just to go back to their B truck Thursday, they come down here to do their passes. The truck's smoking out of one of the rear tires, have a rotor problem.
yeah.
Here comes
Merrick.
Ellesmere.
Ellesmere. They scraped the yellow line.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's going to be a no
It's a
time.
no time. They were
tried.
outside, scraped the yellow line. Now coming in,
No
but again,
time for
ladder
Ellesmere.
never makes
Fair
it to
complete
the arch.
contest.
Just to clarify my
15-02.
comments, the P Pickers state drill team record,
Yeah.
not overall team record, which was a 5-0 from earlier this
Outside of
season.
the safety zone. Correction.
So
No
congrats
time.
to the P Pickers.
That's exciting.
That was awesome. That was a
exciting.
fun shot, man. I don't know if it was as much of an air show as you thought. I think the
No,
ladder got
it
here
got to
just
the
before
arch.
the
Number
grab.
15
Right.
on your programs. The Ironman from Riverhead.
It looked like it was going to be, though.
So
But
anyway,
you knew when it got to the arch, it was going to bang hard. He knew it, and he just said, I'm going and I'm going to get it, and that's exactly what he did.
And when you say Mike Mara-esque, you know, you have your tall climbers that are deceiving,
Yep.
Tom Abramski, Billy Moon, and you have your short climbers that look like they're motoring Mikey
He's-
Mara, and they are motoring.
And he's
And
smaller than Michael.
Yeah.
I believe.
Going back to their truck, so yesterday at Port Washington, they do a bunch of work on the rear and the rotors. There was a crack in one of the rotors. They replace it. They have some other parts shipped in overnight. They go running at Lindenhurst track last night to make sure it was still good. And obviously the truck is stopping.
You know, when this kid, before he started climbing, I remember he was hanging around with the P Pickers.
The
and
P-Quad.
All he talked about was Michael Mara, one day. I'm telling you, the kid's growing into it. I mean, you know, nobody's going to be Michael. You got to run a lot of years to be Michael.
Of course.
But But, man, he had that little thing about him right there. And the way he grabbed the top rung, it was with, with determination.
And if you ask him, that's got to be his favorite shot all time.
Oh, my God.
Better than the 5-0. You do a 5-1 in a state drill like that with room for improvement. You know, that was good.
Little track maintenance down below. Just looks like a little fluids dropped on our last run. So they just got the towels out.
A-Rock talking to me up here, too, with that grab being so close to the face of the arch. You know, you got to get your thumb around that top rung, and he did it. You know, sometimes you just got to go with 4 fingers and leave the thumb out.
I mean, Rob,
make the grab that way.
You look down at their spike. They're the only spike marks out there, you know, by that yellow. You can see where Point Pleasant was. Everyone else has been at least like 18 inches in.
Well, great track awareness by the diggers, and, you know, all 4 of them on the back, knowing where they are on the street, getting it where they had to. And like I said, him getting in on that was just so much fun to watch. Well done.
Congrats to the Pequod.
So far,
shout out.
There's a bunch out there that can run that number still, so this could get real exciting. 5-10, 5-16, your first 2 shots.
Ready for some more Warren stats? We're talking about Warren Horse. There's a trophy donated in his memory for the team that has the most points out of ladders.
And I'm over here with the Point Pleasant Pea Pickers, winners of the leg trophy donated in honor of Wilbur Young, and from also the Lindenhurst Snails in honor of a couple guys from their department. Point Pleasant right now currently 7 points after 2 contests, first place. What about that B ladder shot? Pretty awesome.
We've been working hard all year. Good group of kids, a lot of fun to work with, and we've had a tough season, some ups and downs, and they've pulled it out, and we're very excited for today.
I know you guys had trouble with the B truck last night. You put it all together. You got a couple runs on it. Must be very relieved at this point.
Yep, as every team goes through the ups and downs during the year, we just caught one the day before. Port Washington helped us out. We got us back in business. We're a quarter of the way of getting our work done today.
All right, great. First place, B ladder, Point Pleasant Pea Pickers. Back up to you guys.
I think it's 2 guys on this side. You should have brought a wagon.
Hi, that's all you. He's got it with 1 guy. Is there any others, Brad?
That's it.
No, I guess
those 2 are the over. And
He's the statistician.
Got him from both races.
Wow, that's a big trophy.
All right, guys, the shot we've been waiting for here.
Here we go.
Listen, 972 by the
line to be
Bucks.
number 13 on your programs. The Pea Pickers from Point Pleasant.
Like myself, you guys have been around this sport quite a few years. When's the last time you were looking forward to the Point Pleasant Pea Pickers in the state drill coming down in C ladder?
Yeah, here we go, guys. They lead the drill, 7 points. A couple things could happen here. They could go to double digits coming out of ladders. They could win the Sham Trophy. Obviously, they just want to score to keep their day going.
That's all I'm telling you.
With the run of the year under their belt.
972 is the number,
right
so
there for them.
But I don't think 971 really wouldn't be something they'd be real happy with right now.
No, they got it. You know what?
They want to put it in the 8s right here and make everybody else behind them come get them.
Yeah, golden opportunity.
You got to stay within yourself right here. We've talked about it. All of us have been athletically where we've been in this position before at these tournaments like this, and just got to stay within yourself. Don't let. There's nobody else racing right now. We're just racing ourselves.
That's right. Run your shot. 875, 886, and a 910. They're 3 best of the season.
All right, Point Pleasant looking to pad their lead. Here they go. Right down the middle of the track. He's off about 160. Kind of brings it a little over slow. Lets him go. Climbers on. He has a little stumble. He regrouped, but then he caught it again. He hasn't been able to get up there. Real disappointing for the climber there. They gave him what they needed to.
That's a heartbreaking miss. That one, that's a gut shot. He lost his hand, it looks like, in the middle, and then it kind of just caused him to stumble.
Time for Point
But
Pleasant.
it was going.
11.84, 11.84.
I don't think the lunge helped him in that one right there. I thought he didn't get that same mount. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he wasn't able to catch it and go the way he did in B ladder. But he still had his opportunity, and it still would have been
first place.
A good first place for now. But I mean, a good shot that I think scores.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't think that was the best ride for Point Pleasant right
line to be
there.
number 15 on your programs. The Iron Man from Riverhead.
Did you guys get a cone time? I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, I didn't get one. Yeah, I'll get it to you. Chris Perry. Cone time. 53 to the cone.
Okay,
So I mean, the
didn't
truck's
look that
motivating.
good.
But, you know, I agree with you, Lenny, because I think the way that the truck started to fade to the right, I think, you know, maybe he wasn't used to that a little bit, and they're steering a little bit, and I thought he might have slowed it down too much. They were out a little bit. I mean, we're talking split seconds and hairs there.
Right.
But it wasn't the comfortable run they wanted to run that 8.8 with.
This time,
We're going to throw it down.
Paul Susskind has a statement to make down at the bottom. Pay attention, please. It's important.
Paul going to second here. I think he's just going through some last minute. Quan, just how many teams have points already?
11, I believe.
11 teams through ladders, which is unusual. Usually, typical state tournament, you see 13 teams score. 11 already on the board as we await Paul to start. Down below, he's down by the trophy stand.
Again, how many times have we seen in the state drill, guys, teams are running away 10, 12, 13, and not the case today.
All right, we're going to throw it down to Paul. If I can just, he doesn't have headphones, so he's trying to just do this through eye contact. Again, Point Pleasant will be the winner of the James Cavagnaro Trophy donated by the Bayshore Redskins and the Warren Horse Trophy donated by the West Sable Flying Dutchman.
And looks like they're waiting on the rest of their team to come over, guys. I see them walking on the south side here.
And they do it with a 661 and 3-man ladder, a 510 and B ladder, and man, what a tough slip in C ladder. He was on and gone. It was an 1184 for no points.
Ladies and gentlemen,
here we go.
With 7 points today, the Point Pleasant Pea Pickers are the winners of the New York State Drills Overall Ladder Championship. With this achievement, they will receive 2 trophies for 3-man B ladder and C ladder. 1 trophy is the James Cavagnaro Trophy, donated by the Bayshore Fire Department of Bayshore Redskins. Luckily, it'd be a good friend of mine in his memory. And the second trophy is a brand new one today. This beautiful trophy in just a beautiful case. And this trophy, as well as the Cav Trophy, is going to be presented annually at the New York State Drill for 3-man B ladder and C ladder as well, in the name of Warren Horst. From 1969 through 1978, as a member of the West Sable Fire Department Flying Dutchman drill team, Warren Horst was simply the best ladder climber on the track and arguably the best in the history of the sport. Over a 10-year span, his consistency and innate abilities helped lead his team to 2 New York State championships, 28 tournament victories, and he was involved incredibly in 26 New York State ladder climbing records. Beyond his accomplishment on the track, Warren was forever giving of himself to the fire service, the drill team, and was an inspiration to the next generation of Flying Dutchmen. The records in ladders that Warren was part of were 7 state records in 3-man ladder, 7 state records in B ladder, 3 state records in C ladder, and 9 state records in individual ladder. So the West Sable Flying Dutchman and the West Sable Fire Department have dedicated in his memory this trophy to Warren Horst. I'm with the winners of this trophy from the Point Pleasant Pea Pickers.
First time in the history of the Pea Pickers that they've won this trophy.
At this juncture in the drill, you guys are still winning the tournament, but when you think about the accomplishments of somebody like Cav, of course, who's a 1992 state champ, and Warren Horst, who's just done so many amazing things, what does it mean to be bringing this trophy back to Western New York?
Well, we've been racing since 1935, so we have a great appreciation for the history of the sport. We had the pleasure to stay at West Sayville in June for the Joe Hunter. They were great hosts and put us up. We shared in a lot of their history with them, so it's truly an honor to take this trophy home today. Great group of young kids here, led by Thomas Champion on the ladder team, our veteran driver, Bob Catone, Mikey Passero, Danny Ott, and Josh Manalis. Great group of kids. They work very hard.
Awesome. Congrats to the Point Pleasant Pea Pickers, the leaders after the first 3 contests today, and the winners of the Cab and the brand new, beautiful Warren Horst Trophy. Good luck the rest of the day, fellas. Back up to you guys.
The Pea Pickers from Point Pleasant.
Now, Chris has got some pretty quick hands, so he was able to
I
take
don't know
a
what their
second shot
numbers are. I don't know if Twan was rolling through the.
I actually have a couple things. I don't know about the whole season. I only went back their last 3 drills. In North Greece, Point ran a 13:10 and in Main Transit a 13:22.
Yeah, I'm going to guess they didn't have this water there.
Well, here's a couple things. Last year they ran the heavy 12s, a couple of 12s. It is a different Hydroman this year. They went through a little bit of a rebuild with their hose team. So it is some different personnel from what we saw them run their 12s last year. And again, the water is not the same that you're going to get here, stuff like that. So
if they're going to score, that's the 12-6 that they're going to be playing at. Everybody who now comes to the line, I think that's the high. You got your 12-3. I think the 12-6 is the high.
I think if you went back and look at Bayshore shot and you went and talked to Chris Etzel right now, he would say the first water out of the tip, he let this water pressure dictate him instead of him dictating where the water was going to go.
And he won't be the only one that happens to today.
No, listen, it's happened to everybody here.
Way
If
to
you run-
efficiency.
If you run nozzle
Talk
here,
about dictation.
it's happened. It's happened to you here if you run here.
I think we should have an over-under how many nozzle men efficiency actually end up don't stand up.
I'd say 8.
That's
Here
a
comes
high
Point
number.
Pleasant. Bob Catone rolls him out. He's got him on a pretty nice line, bringing him in. He's off around 155. Hard break.
Enough
Loudon
speed.
steps into the hydrant. The water's in the hose. Oh, Nozzle Man goes to the outside. He's going to have to get busy. No, he did not have time. First step off to the truck. He went over the white line to the inside of the court. Fought himself to get back. Not enough time on the
Even
flat.
if he blasts that target without the speed at the hydrant coming in, he drops him back. I don't think they're competing with the 12-6.
355 to the cones.
17.33. 17.33.
733. So talking. Oh, you saw he ran a lot into the hydrant.
Yep.
He's probably almost lost 4 tenths
On the
to
line, number
a couple of the
15
other
on your
teams we've
programs,
seen.
the Iron Man from Riverhead.
You're right, Artie. I mean, he stumbled coming off the truck. The Nozzle Man did. Almost went down. Had to go sideways to gain himself, get his composure, and that left him no time to get the nozzle on.
Again, you're running on a course like this. When you're up top and you're running with this kind of water, there's no margin for error up top. You want to get off that truck and be your inside leg to be right along that hose, your hip right along that hose as it's coming out of the truck.
Attack.
So when the coupling goes down, boom, you attack, you pounce, and get set. Any little hiccup here, if you step to the outside, if you take a stumble step where you think the coupling's coming, and you have sometimes you see the guys have the stutter step, it's really going to affect you here with the way this water goes.
And it's even worse in B-holes.
Which added to that. Here
Point
we go.
Pleasant, second in the drill, 7 points.
Big shot here for Point. They're in the break. They're running a little tight. Hydrant Man is off. Water on.
Going to be about a target hit.
They got to
They
get
really
there.
were back. He's got
Water's
it.
on.
Oh, he
Catches
catches
it.
No, it's not. I don't even think it's going to be Bayshore, but I think the water on. What'd you get for water on? 50s?
272 from
I-
Time.
I had 76.
Point
Yeah,
Pleasant.
that's the difference.
8.10.
8-10. So he hits that target by almost by mistake as it's flapping by.
Yeah.
But you see, Artie, what'd you get on that? 70s? Water on, somebody said?
70. I had
Yeah, I missed
76. Pat at 72.
It's just not going to be able to play. That's what I'm saying. That 2-7 makes it so difficult. That truck stop.
Let's see what kind of wheels Point Pleasant has. Point Pleasant sitting with
7.
7 right
Still
now.
at 7.
They're in 5th place in the drill. 5th place in the drill. I think they've been in the 9.3 range maybe once this year, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're correct.
Nope, 9.75.
I only went back about 3 drills. They ran a 975 in main transit.
Okay.
But 7 points, and nobody's bapped that big 8 yet, so
No, so
they put it up. They could.
at some point, someone's
right
got
there.
to make a statement and say, "I'm taking control of this race," and make people start to chase you. Listen. Right now, we're going race by race. The drill's still wide open.
True.
Pat, you looking for a foot massage? What's going on? You right over here?
When they wet me before, I got a wet foot here, sock, so gonna air it out.
See if some of the boys in North Lindy got some extra socks for you over there.
Yeah, then, comes with the uniform. All right, here we go. Point Pleasant.
Turn on man's back there pretty far.
Yeah, he's going to run start now. Here they come, making their approach. Arm is out. Water is in the hose. Let's see if he can put it on the flap. He's cutting in a little early. He's going to get that little twist up behind him. He's around the flap as well. Everyone dancing around that flap. Just can't get it to go for his water yet. Water out, anyone?
Water through the hose, 5:05.
I had 8.
Time for Point Pleasant.
8:38.
9.85. 9.85.
So that's 5th place right now.
They had a lot of hose behind them,
On the
being
line
the
to be number
nozzle on the
14 on your
backup.
programs, the Wanderers from
Got it.
Ellesmere.
But what you're saying there, Rob, and again, they don't run here very often. I thought for this track he cut in too soon, which starts to bring that hose behind you.
It bunches up behind you instead of staying wide on the street.
The way to run here is you don't cut in if you're the nozzle man to the last 50 feet. You have to keep that hose out to the curb to prevent that loop from catching you behind and flipping. 40 feet, start to make your turn to the target.
If he's going to cut in late like that, or actually he cut in early like that, the second coupling man's got to go to the curb, got to go to the right-hand curb to take it up. Because he was in his normal spot, they had a twist right behind him. Pushed him all over the place.
So unofficially.
6:36. Point Pleasant, team best this year at Spencerport's Invitational a couple weeks back.
But this is a whole different animal right here. This is called Crapshoot Alley.
Yeah, again, not a team that's on the island very often. So
And I'm sure they talked about the delay and the way the pumps in. And you know what? sitting here with 7 points. It's been a while. I would love to see something go real well here for the Pea Pickers.
Look at that big green Dodge. Lights are flashing. Here they come, the Pea Pickers.
It's all going to be about the target is. They get water in that truck. It's going to be about the target is.
Yep. So here they come, coasting in. They're off the truck.
Water's
Water
in.
is through. They're running that pump out the back. Sets it down on the seam. Can he flip the target? He's high. Now he comes down.
It was there for the taking.
A little slow on the stick, and then just pulled that nozzle up too fast.
Time for Point Pleasant, 8.21. 8:21.
They'll carry their 7 forward.
Just get back
It's going to be
Next team on the line will be number 13 on your programs.
Guinea pig.
The Pea Pickers from Point Pleasant.
If we
A lot of woulda, coulda, shoulda.
If
Nobody else.
Yeah, right.
Just us.
If a woulda, shoulda, coulda.
It's a lot of that tonight, boy. A lot of people going putting their head on the pillow tonight saying, what the F just happened, man? We blew it. How did we blow
I'll
that?
say even the state
How did we
champ-
not score 16 points?
Even if
Point
State champs will
Pleasant
be
coming.
saying it.
Yes.
And they're making an approach.
With a smile,
They are
Right.
flying up the ladder. Bottom man has a little hiccup. The set is set and coming. First bucket's in the barrel.
974.
3, 4, 5. He's careful.
Spilling some water at the bottom.
7,
Hands are going
8,
into the buckets.
9,
Now they're
10.
cleaning it up.
11, 12, 13. I think it's beginning at 13. I might have miscounted. 12 or 13.
I thought you were on.
It's going to
I
be
think
around
you were
that
on,
23 right there. It's going to be around that number you were talking about. 12.
Time for Point Pleasant, 23.52. 23.52.
Already in
That's
fifth.
out there from the one you were talking
On the
about.
line for the rerun, number 2 on your programs. The Panthers from Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's going to mathematically eliminate them
Yeah, they're in fourth.
from
right?
coming down the track at the end of the day.
Yeah, because West
Yeah.
Sable's getting 5. They would only get 2.
Correct.
So, yes.
So listen, my hat's off to the Pea Pickers. Great day.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see you guys coming in and coming out next year for the state drill. 5-10, their first place shot in B ladder today, and they won the Cab Trophy, Warren Horace Trophy for total ladder points. So
Absolutely.
Back-to-back years placing in B ladder.
Yeah. And I believe back-to-back years with a team
They-
record in B ladder in the state. I know
Yeah.
they. Oh, wrong. They ran a 5-0 this year. My bad.
Right.
Excuse me.
They definitely dominated our
Excuse me.
conversation this morning.
Yeah.
Here is something to look forward to for them. And we said this years ago. They had a tough day, probably about main transit, but well, not main transit. The year before that, they run hard.
Yeah.
Every contest they run it to its full hilt, and that's going to be good for them going forward when they try to translate those other races to be respectable and get into the money.
Here comes